Team, welcome back, and you are joining me again from the front seat of Kofifernweh. It seems to be a theme at the moment that the opening of the episode is from the front seat of the van. I'm back at Swanage Tyres and Tuning. The wrong wheel speed sensor arrived last week, which meant I couldn't hit the road as soon as I wanted to. But don't worry about that, because the right wheel speed sensor should be here. It better be here, because I've got the itchiest feet and I just need to go. I need to hit the road. Let's go in, let's see if it's here, and let's get it fitted. Right, Pete has been warned that I'm going to be filming because he's not very happy with the cameras.
Hot, a little bit of the sensor. I've got most of it out, but there was a little bit in there what fell down into the wheel bearing, which I couldn't get out. So you shouldn't have an issue. There shouldn't be any problem. But you're doing it again. But it might be the case that the wheel bearing, if it goes in there and catches, it might be a wheel bearing.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
But I'm pretty confident we'll do like that.
Well, there wasn't a lot of footage from Swanage Tyres and Tuning because the wrong sensor came again. It wasn't the wrong sensor, it was the right sensor, but it just didn't work. It was a Bosch one, and it looks like Mercedes have decided that it has to be the Mercedes one, which is just over double the price, £150. So, whilst that is on its way down to the workshop, I couldn't hang around. You know what's been going on. Everything got turned on its head, and I've got ridiculously itchy feet, so I had to hit the road. So whilst that's happening, I'm not too far away in Devon. I'd like to say sunny Devon, but it's not. It's really like cloudy. It's not really clouds though. It's kind of orange and yellow. What's happened is a load of sand has been carried over from the Sahara Desert, hundreds and hundreds of miles, and it's now landing in the UK where the temperature is a bit colder, and so the air is denser and everything's slowed down, and so there's sand, and it's not piles of sand, but there's like a thin film of sand on everything, including the van. So my intention is to fly the drone. So I told you last time about a brand new DJI Mavic 3 Cine that was sent to me by DJI and Adobe, and partly dealt with by Russell Brown from Adobe, partly dealt with by me emailing DJI. I'm not entirely sure exactly of the origins, but essentially DJI via Adobe sent me a really cool drone. So I'm desperate to get it up in the air, and with all this sand in the air, I'm a bit nervous about the fans on the drone getting bunged up and breaking, because the last thing I want to do is damage this thing, obviously. So just over here is the Valley of the Rocks, and that's where I'm going to fly. And it is as cool as it sounds. Well, it's day 2 here at the Valley of the Rocks. I've got some nice pictures of some goats. I flew the drone, but the wind is gusting crazy strong. The drone was all over the place. Not because the drone's not stable enough, it held its cool, but it was just gusting so bad around these rocks and off the sea. It's just not happening. The weather forecast is due to remain, so I'm gonna go find somewhere else. Look at the state of my hair. This wind is so bad. So I've just been for a coffee with Lee, my friend who I used to work with. He moved down to Devon and he's in Bedford. So I've just been for a coffee with him. And we were talking about places on the coast, and he told me about this place called Welcome Bay? Welcome Beach, that's it. And there's a waterfall that goes out into the sea. And I checked the weather forecast, and there was a bit of rain and a gap in the clouds. To get here, the road was insane. It was a road that was literally like an inch wider than the van either side, and it was a puzzle. And I was watching high branches to make sure I didn't take the solar panel off the roof or anything like that. It was a very challenging drive. But now I'm here. The light is perfect. The waterfall is raging after the rain, and hopefully I'm going to get a cool shot here. Let's see. And then I'm going to tell you all about what I'm actually doing with DJI. Why is everything such hard work? Right, so I got there, I shot the waterfall, it was cool. The light didn't do anything spectacular. It's now cloudy and raining on and off. So, Pete's just called me from the garage and he's told me that the sensor is in, and so I'm going to head back 145 miles, go to Dorset, get the sensor put in. Maybe I'll do it myself, I don't know. Maybe Pete will do it, maybe I'll do it, we'll see. I'm running out of time for this week's episode. Nothing fun's happened. So I'm going to get back to Dorset. I told you I was going to tell you about the DJI thing. So here's what happened. I told you at the beginning of the episode how I came to be in possession of this DJI Mavic 3 Cine. So I've been talking to somebody at DJI, somebody in a managerial position at DJI over in China. And I am now involved in shooting an image for the second phase of the marketing of the DJI Mavic 3, which is basically happening about now. So my mission is to shoot that image, and it's got to be something epic, something really truly epic, obviously. With this weather and this light, that's going to be tricky because there is nothing epic going on around here right now. So I'm going to have to go and find something. So I need to get back to Dorset, get that sensor put in, third sensor, I was about to say second, it's the third one, and get back on the road. I'm going to go to Wales. So let's get back to Dorset, get this done, create some content so that there is something interesting for this video and something interesting for all of my social media to show you what I'm actually up to. More importantly, to actually be up to something, rather than just show you that I'm up to something awesome. I need to be up to something awesome. I need to do that once in a lifetime, as often as you can thing myself, as well as just telling you guys to do it every week. And I'm trying to live by that. The creative juices are not flowing off the back of what happened in Eastern Europe. I touched on it already before. The creative juices are not flowing. I need to get out and reinvigorate everything and get everything going again. So that's part of the process. That's what happens. Sometimes we have this creative block as photographers and as artists of any kind, and it's important that we tackle it and fight through it. And quite often it's through a personal project, sometimes it's through force, but I need to get out there, shoot a personal project, get that creativity flowing again, because that's the whole point of this. That's the whole point of having an adventure in a van and traveling around and seeing everything and all that stuff. It's the whole point. It's hard sometimes, but let's do it. Right, back to Dorset. Third time lucky. Is it though? Let's see what happens. Back at the garage and he's putting in sensor number 3. Well, we're putting in sensor number 2. Sensor number 1 was for the back wheel. Wasn't it, Andy? But back at the garage, hopefully this will work. It was the right one. And it might not have been Andy's fault that the wrong one came twice, but it might have been. It probably wasn't, but maybe it was. I'm on the road now that the van's fixed, and that means it's time to go on an adventure. So I'm heading off to Wales. What I was supposed to do last week is happening this week. That's just the way it goes sometimes, unfortunately. So again, with that short episode, I'll leave you there. Remember to once in a lifetime as often as you can. I'm Dave Williams, and I will see you next week.